Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys 5-round post-combine 2025 NFL mock draft, per PFF Simulato. The Dallas Cowboys planted their defensive line stake next to Osa Odighizuwa, and they'll try to move on without the Zach Martin rock on the other side of the ball. Also in focus is the draft, and here is the Cowboys 5-round post-combine 2025 NFL mock, according to the sometimes wonky Pro Football Focus simulator. Dallas is coming off a 7-10 playoff missing season. The fan base is restless after the hire of Brian Schottenheimer as head coach. So a good draft needs to happen for things to settle down. Here's what PFF spun out after the Titans put the wheels in motion. Perhaps the Cowboys landed delirious after the 49ers stole Tetaroa McMillan from under their noses with pick number 11. That sent Jerry Jones scrambling to his draft board to see what remained. Maybe that explains the curious pick of Texas A&M Stewart. Of course, Stewart isn't a bad player. He's 6'5" and weighs 267 pounds. In other words, he's a beast, according to ProFootballNetwork.com. Shamar Stewart is a defensive lineman renowned for his exceptional blend of size, strength, and athleticism, PFN wrote. Throughout his tenure at Texas A&M, he consistently demonstrated disruptive capabilities, amassing 31 tackles, including 6 for loss, and 1.5 sacks in his final collegiate season. Stewart excels in both run defense and pass rushing, utilizing his explosive first step and powerful hands to penetrate offensive lines and collapse pockets. However, his pass rush technique remains unrefined, often relying on raw athleticism rather than a developed repertoire of moves. Stewart's physical attributes and on-field production position him as a promising defensive line prospect. So it's not a bad pick, but it doesn't fit the first-round mold of what the Cowboys need. They needed a running back, wide receiver, or offensive tackle more than an edge rusher to pair with Micah Parsons. I mean, this pick wouldn't fly with Schottenheimer's approval, according to NBCSports.com. He seems to want a running back. At the end of the day, you have to be able to run the football, Schottenheimer said. We've made a commitment that we want to be great on both sides of the line of scrimmage. That's a huge part of it. The way I say it, when teams know you're going to run the ball, you have to be able to run the ball and conversely stop the run. Again, depending on how the roster is filled and how it's constructed, we want to be able to feature our guys and what they do well, and we want to be multiple. You want a guy that's got vision. You want a guy that has contact balance. You've got to have a guy who is willing to run through arm tackles. The Cowboys left wide receivers Emeka Egbuka, Matthew Golden, and Luther Burden III on the table. Again, the Cowboys fail to meet a need. They grab the potential and perhaps hope the other pieces will fall into place. Watts is an intriguing player with versatility the Cowboys would love. But the back end isn't a big need and he won't help plug other holes. Maybe Watts would help bring a little more threat to the Cowboys' run defense. Related Dallas Cowboys news: Watts is a versatile defender who displays the ability to play single high, as a split safety, and down in the slot, PFN wrote. A ball magnet, he's a highly productive player who has the ability to impact the game and create turnovers. Watts is an excellent coverage player who excels because of his rare instincts and ball skills. He is tough and physical in the run game, displaying a quick trigger to come downhill and make tackles near the line of scrimmage. He's able to diagnose runs quickly and shows no hesitation when working to the football. If anything, Watts comes in with too much aggression and urgency, as he will often fail to break down when coming to balance to make the tackle. Still, this pick is a huge whiff with Ohio State's Quinton Judkins on the board. Judkins immediately landed with the Colts at pick number 45. Cowboys' big-name cap moves clear way to sign Super Bowl LB. The Dallas Cowboys have shockingly had the busiest week of any team coming out of the NFL scouting combine. Osa Odigizwa's four-year $80 million contract kicked things off on Tuesday as Dallas maintained the star in the middle of their defensive front. Many presumed Odigizwa would be a casualty of a complacent and constrained Cowboys cap and hit the free agent market. After all, that is really the only hand this organization played a year ago in the offseason. But thus far, Dallas has gotten active in the days leading up to the start of free agency. They made the deal for Odigizwa, but also brought back C.J. Godwin, Wanya Thomas, and Brock Hoffman. These were all in response to the bigger moves made behind the scenes. The Cowboys have flipped the switch on Dak Prescott's and CeeDee Lamb's contracts, restructuring them in ways that now open up more cap space for the team to use potentially this offseason. Some of the overall resources will go into an expected contract extension for Micah Parsons, but remember, his new deal will save about $10 million of room, so mostly it will open up avenues for the team to build through free agency if they choose. As they explore the market, there are needs to be filled across the board, but could the Cowboys try to beef up their defense with another linebacker? Kansas City Chiefs linebacker Nick Bolton is set to hit free agency and could be an option for Dallas. Bolton turned in another solid season in 2024 with 106 total tackles and 3 sacks, also recovering 2 fumbles. He may not drive an extremely high price in free agency, so if he wants out of Kansas City, the Cowboys have good reason to show interest. While DeMarvion Overshown progresses from his season-ending knee injury, his status for next season is unknown. Veteran Eric Kendricks will become available and Dallas has shown no desire to pursue him just yet. Despite the work done and that to be accomplished with other household names this spring, there remains questions about how the Cowboys construct the middle of Matt Eberflus' defense. Bolton would silence those immediately. This depends on what the market looks like for Bolton, and if it is not to his liking, he could choose to return to the Chiefs. But if he becomes available and holds a reasonable price tag, the Cowboys should do their homework on another impact defensive player. Cowboys predicted to sign 1,000-yard RB in NFL free agency. Jerry Jones watched on as his Dallas Cowboys struggled during the 2024 NFL season, falling to 7-10 and failing to make the playoffs for the first time since the 2020 season, coach Mike McCarthy's first season with the team. The Cowboys have already had some big changes, including the switch from McCarthy to Brian Schottenheimer and guard Zach Martin's retirement. However, another area that they may need to address in the upcoming free agency is the running back position. Rico Dowdle had a solid season in his first year as a full-time starter. The former South Carolina star recorded 259 carries for 1,079 yards and 2 touchdowns. He didn't eclipse the 100-yard mark in a game until November 28, when he went 3 straight games reaching this mark. With Dowdle entering the offseason as an unrestricted free agent, the Cowboys may have to pursue another running back. Mike Jones of The Athletic believes Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris would be a great fit for Dallas. Jerry Jones committed malpractice by neglecting to address the running back position last offseason, Jones wrote. Perhaps he has learned from his mistake and will devote resources to it now to give first-year head coach Brian Schottenheimer and quarterback Dak Prescott a better shot at success. Harris played in every game over the past 4 seasons for the Steelers, but Pittsburgh declined his 5th-year option. Harris has been a solid running back since joining the Steelers in 2021. He has eclipsed 1,000 rushing yards in each of his first 4 seasons, totaling 1,097 carries for 4,312 yards and 28 touchdowns. If the Cowboys were to sign Harris, he would provide them with something they were missing last season, a short yard situation running back. His 6'1", 245-pound frame could help Dallas get into the end zone at the goal line more effectively, with every 2024 Cowboys running back proven ineffective in that area, 3 total rushing touchdowns. And you fan? What do you think about the situation of Najee Harris? Write to us in the comments.